Hey guys, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be talking to you about the secret to 25-hour days. You might be wondering what that's all about, right? And what it's all about is how it is that you're going to find and create the time to have the success that you want, okay? Now, one of the most common things I hear people say when I follow up with them and I say, hey, how'd you go with this? I do accountability checks. I say, hey, we discussed this last week. How'd you go with it? Oh, I didn't have time. I don't have time, okay? And this is a really common excuse that people make, and to be truthfully honest with you, sometimes it's true, okay? When I started my first consulting business, I was working a full-time job. I had a girlfriend and she wanted to see me from time to time. I had friends, I had a birthday party for my mum, I had a sport, I had to go to the gym, right? People have lives and they are busy, but you can create the time if you really want to. Okay, and even if you do have time, you're looking at this saying, well, I've got time, I can skip this video. Do not skip this video. It's still a very important one for you because I want you to follow the exact program and actually do the audits that I'm going to be covering in today's video for yourselves as well. So the God honest truth is that you have the time, but you waste it, okay? And I want you to be honest with yourselves for a moment and do a time audit. And what do I mean by a time audit? I mean, actually reflect on your day and think about what you've done, okay? Now, this is something that people often don't do. They think, I have no time. I had no time today. I was busy. I was run off my feet. I was go, 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 go. Okay? But is it true? Do a genuine audit. Think, okay, I got up in the morning. I made myself breakfast. I had a shower. I did my hair. I got in the car and I went to work. I got home from work. What did I do? I had to go to the supermarket. I had to go get groceries. And then what did I do? Actually do an audit of your day and figure out how much time you had available. If you use an iPhone, look at your time report, okay? It's in your settings. You can have a look at how many hours you spend each day on your mobile phone. Now, these numbers horrify me, okay? And I don't think you want to tell me when you do the audit in the Facebook group, do not tell me how many hours you spend on your phone. People are often disgusted with themselves when they get these audits. And if you're on an Android phone, there are apps for it, for weekly reports and daily reports to see how much time you're spending on your phone and on what apps. I had someone the other day who spent on average 4.5 hours a day on YouTube videos. 4.5 hours a day. And he was telling me he didn't have time to go through and do a worksheet that I'd assigned to him. 4.5 hours on YouTube. And I know that's an extreme example. You probably don't spend 4.5 hours on YouTube. But it's not just YouTube, okay? It's Netflix. How long did you spend watching some crappy show you didn't even enjoy on Netflix because you couldn't be bothered when you got home after a long day of work? How long did you spend scrolling through YouTube or on Facebook, on Twitter, playing Xbox or PlayStation or Candy Crush or Twitch or Instagram? Social media is a time pit. It is literally designed for the sole purpose of keeping your attention. They are an absolute virus. They are a cancer to your time, okay? It doesn't matter if it's playing games or watching content or going on social media or chatting shit with your friends in a Facebook group or scrolling through Reddit. You need to do an audit of your time. People would be shocked how much time they spend doing these things. Now, I'm not saying you can't have a life or you can't enjoy your time. You need a balance. Some people need a balance. Lockie and I kind of have gone off the other end of the spectrum of balance. We're very committed to our work and what we're trying to build here at Scale Smart. But very often when you ask people after they've gotten off spending an hour on Instagram or spent 2 hours watching a trashy reality show they weren't really enjoying anyway, or playing Xbox, you ask how they feel about it, and often people realize that they're not even fulfilled by it. They didn't enjoy the fact they spent that much time and they were worried about how unproductive they were. They weren't moving towards their goals. This isn't spending time, taking the time, or sacrificing your time that I'm talking about. It's investing your time. It's investing your time now so that you have time in the future. And I'll get into this in the next video in way more detail about investing your time. But what I really want to illustrate to you here is do a time audit, okay? Consume the content. I will get deep into investing your time in the next video and what that actually means, because I know that what you're really after here is passive income, and that can be created, but you need to invest the time. So what I want you to do from here is I want you to go ahead and do an audit of your day. If you can't think about what you did today, no worries. Think about it tomorrow, okay? I want it to be at the forefront of your mind. I want you to pay attention. How long did you spend watching Netflix? How long did you spend on social media? How long did you spend on your phone just fucking around? Because I'm guessing it's even more than you realize. And in the instance you're a very self-controlled person, you're not wasting time on these things, good on you. This is going to be a breeze working with you. I can't wait to have a chat, because we get really deep on our end about things like dopamine detoxification and how it is that we can avoid these sorts of pitfalls. But if you are one of those people that thinks, oh, well, it's not just time, it's energy, that is a conversation. That's a different conversation that we will get into in another video about how it is that you can give yourself the energy. There's a whole module of this program all about your health and fitness to ensure that your brain functions properly. Not just get six-pack abs, that's not what we're talking about. It's how to make sure you've got a healthy brain to focus and put in the work if you want to. So lastly here, the thing I want to talk about is consuming the course content, the when, where, and how, okay? Now, most of these videos, especially in the first couple of weeks, aren't going to require you to be sitting in front of a computer. Most of them, audio is more than sufficient. Stick it on in the car. You listen to the program in the car. When you're going for a workout or a run, put on the content. This thing works on your mobile phone. You can listen to our content when you're at the gym, when you're doing your chores, when you're cooking dinner. You can consume this content truly whenever you want. You can consume it 2 or 3 times if it's a piece of content that you think is valuable. More times if you really want, okay? But I really want to ensure that people aren't wasting time, okay? Wasting time is one of the biggest pitfalls and one of the biggest things that I see people fall victim to. You're not as busy as you think you are. You have time. You get home, you cook dinner. Okay, what am I doing between, okay, let's say you finish work at 5:30, you get home at 6:30, you cook dinner at 7:30. What are you doing until you go to bed? It can be this program. It can be the space where you find the time. What are you doing, in the mornings? When are you scrolling through Instagram on the tram? Brilliant. That's a great time. That is a great time to listen to a module, to work on a worksheet, to improve yourself and work towards your future. Anyway, I hope this one has been valuable for you. I really want you to go away and do a time audit on your own life. There's a really good desktop app you could use called Harvest that tracks your time on the computer. You can just hit start and stop whenever you want. So what I do in my day is whenever I sit down and actually start working, dedicated work time, I click the start timer. And when I finish my work, I hit the timer again and it stops. And that way I know exactly how many hours I spend on a daily basis actively doing work and how much time is getting wasted on other things. Anyway, that's all for today's video, guys. Thanks for listening. Go ahead and watch the next video now. Can't wait to hear your feedback on this video and hear how much your time audit has actually uncovered for your life.